Everyone, and welcome to the first installment of Faculty Fridays with F&M Student Athletes. My name is Charlie Wright, and I'm a junior on the men's baseball team, and I work on the Student Athlete Leadership Council as the Marketing and Communications Director. With me today to highlight a professor who's made a great impact on their life is Dallen Moore, a junior on the men's soccer team, and he also works on the SALC Exec Board as a Special Events Coordinator. So Dallen, who is the professor that you're highlighting, and what classes did you take with them?
Yeah, so the professor that I'm highlighting is Professor Kibler or Alison Kibler. I took AMS 100 with her last semester.
Nice. And how was that? Was that good?
Yeah, it was a really good class. Like, it was very insightful. A really good learning environment as well for me.
Nice. So how did Professor Kibler stand out from your other professors?
So as I just mentioned, the type of learning environment was really beneficial for me. There was a learning environment where we were acting out specific scenes from the past in our history, more specifically the American Revolution and Title IX and birthright citizenship. So there was podcasts, readings that were really relevant to everything that we were learning in class.
Nice, nice. So what would you say was something that she did that helped facilitate your learning?
Yeah, the way that she just had everyone interacting with each other in the classroom and everybody had to act out a certain part, and it just made me realize what happened within the American Revolution in the past between the American citizens or the 13 colonists and the British Parliament. So that was really helpful. And as I mentioned before, the podcasts and the relevant readings were just all helped it come together.
Nice, nice. So what do you think you would say that you're most thankful for in a reference to Professor Kibler?
I would say I'm most thankful for the way she taught inside and outside the classroom, because whenever I needed help, I would go to her outside of class and she was very helpful. Whether I needed to learn how to write a paper or correctly with quotations, or you just had questions that were relevant to the readings and stuff, she just helped you out pretty well, especially towards the end of the semester where we weren't really doing too much in person because of COVID. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you mentioned outside the classroom in your answer there, and that kind of segues into my next question, which was, in what ways did Professor Kibler support you outside of the classroom and more maybe on the soccer field or something like that?
yeah, so I think my first class was, which wasn't AMS, I forget what exactly it was called, but we had another class together and she mentioned Ugo Okoli, which is a guy who graduated 2 years ago from the soccer team. So she kind of talked to me about Ugo a little bit, and just she always supported the soccer team. So that was kind of nice whenever I was in her class.
Yeah, absolutely. I've definitely taken classes with professors who have had ex-baseball players in them, and they definitely know how to kind of connect with me in a different way that a certain different professor might not be able to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, there's definitely big shout out to the professors right there. Definitely making a better learning environment for us. So yeah,
Exactly.
my next question for you would be, what advice would you give a student who is thinking about taking a course or a class from Professor Kibler?
I would say just ask questions when necessary and keep an open mind. It's always good to keep an open mind in a classroom situation because you can always learn something new no matter who you are. And we're always trying to learn daily. So
Absolutely. And what lessons do you think you're going to take from your courses that you took with her, and bring those lessons that you learned into the real world? How do you think you're going to do that?
everything was kind of about debates. So it was really cool that I was debating during class, and then I'll kind of take that outside of class with certain racial issues, stuff related to Title IX, because we learned about Title IX, the American Revolution, and birthright citizenship. So those were all, some of them were more relevant than the American Revolution, which happened so long ago, but still, it's cool to bring that learning environment into the real world.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess kind of to close, is there anything that you would like to say to Professor Kibler?
I would just like to thank her for always like keeping the classroom engaged and having a similar type of learning environment as I did in high school, which is very beneficial for me. And I explained it all before, but yeah, those are definitely the top two things I would thank her for.
Nice. Well, I'm really glad that you're able to get this great experience here at F&M with Professor Kibler. I know I've had my fair share of great professors who have allowed me to be very successful on the classroom, in the classroom and on the field. So I definitely hear where you're coming from. So I just really want to thank you for your time, Dallen. And thanks for just answering my questions and just being a good guy all around. So thank you.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. All right. Take care, everyone. Thank
All
you.
right.
See you next week.